Mr. Sandeep Shastri, I'd like to begin with you, sir, on your reaction. What do you make of Rahul Gandhi's allegations, focused particularly on Aland in Karnataka?
I think it is increasingly becoming a political crossfire. What should be a question of the Election Commission looking into an allegation has now become a crisis or a clash between the Congress and the BJP. I think, like has been said by a range of former chief election commissioners, it was important that that the election commission uh, makes a way forward by looking into the allegations made. Now, if there are allegations made, you need to set up a transparent, open inquiry
Sure.
so that the public has the confidence that things are happening. Soon after what Rahul Gandhi said today, if the election commission immediately dismisses it, it appears as if there has been a little application of mind on this. But the sad thing is, it has become a political ball which is being tossed between the Congress and the BJP. And that is something that should not have happened. There should have been a greater limitation of the intensity of the language used by the Congress leader, as also the attack on the Congress leadership for the point it is making. I think there was a need for a little more caution in terms of the language on both the sides, because when such
Okay.
language is used, the focus goes away from the allegation to other issues.
Mr. Shastri, it was bound to become political. But keeping that aside, looking at what Rahul Gandhi's alleged, there has been a response from the Election Commission. What do you make of that response, Mr. Shastri? Do you think that people are buying into what Rahul Gandhi is saying of this vote Chori narrative? And do you think the EC is doing a good job of countering that? Do you think they are actually managing to counter that narrative at all?
Now, what the Congress leadership is alleging, that a range of letters have been written by the CID to the Election Commission with no response. I think if there is some proof of the same provided, it would lead to greater evidence of the fact that issues are not looked into. Let's also remember in the same breath that the CID is under the control of the Karnataka state government, which is a Congress government. So, as you rightly put it, Akshata, you cannot separate the politics in the whole process.
Yeah.
Though, as we desperately try to do that to get at the core issues, it seems to be enmeshed in this political fight, because when CID asks the Election Commission would raise who is the CID to do that. The CID is of a state government, which is of a different political party. So, in the process, what happens is
Yeah.
the political divide takes center stage and the issue gets lost sight of.
Very true. Mr. Sandeep Shastri, I request you to stay with me. I'll open this up to our political panelists as well. Lakshmi Gowda, the question that's constantly raised here is, if the Election Commission did file a complaint, as they've said, and an FIR was registered, why have they then not replied to any of the notices that were issued by the Karnataka CID?
Akshita, I would like to tell first that I can first understand the frustration of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who could not defeat our Honorable Prime Minister and BJP party for 3 consecutive terms. And I can understand how he is giving the bizarre, hollow, baseless statements about Election Commission of India or electoral integrity and democratic accountability. If he continues to do so, if he continues to give the same hollow, bizarre statements about our electoral integrity and democratic accountability, he should remain in the opposition for 3 more consecutive terms should he get more frustrated. I'm sorry to say this. The preposterous statement of Mr. Rahul Gandhi about Election Commission of India about vote chori against BJP party and the constitutional body Election Commission of India, and the dismissal of his own party legislator for are contradictory to each other. Mr. Rahul Gandhi seems to be more bothered, and he is not least bothered about our Bharata and our Bharata Vasiyu, and seems to be more bothered about
we've spoken
illegal
of this before,
infiltrators.
that everyone has a right to ask questions. When there are questions asked, particularly about how the EC functions, maybe the right way to go about it is to answer those questions. And look, we're talking about a state that's Congress ruled.
Election Commission of India has given a clarification to Mr. Rahul Gandhi that no deletion can occur without a due process and the affected person being properly heard of. These baseless, preposterous statements are creating, especially to spin the false narrative, to spread the false narrative, just to create the political unrest. He is hallucinating that thereby he can create the political unrest, thereby he can dismantle the more than larger than life image of Mr. Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is simply impossible. That is only his hallucination. He should continue to hallucinate. Should he get more frustrated by doing that?
In Lavanya Balal of the Congress on this. Lavanya Balal, the question that's constantly raised, you heard there from the BJP, is that the Election Commission in their counter has said that, look, it's not as simple as wiping out votes online, that there is then a physical verification that's done. So this is a half-baked narrative that's being put out.
Good evening, Akshita. Before we proceed, I would like to tell Mr. Shastriji, the first complaint by the CID, this is for your information, sir, was filed in February 2023 while the BJP government was still in power in Karnataka. Secondly, I would request the BJP spokesperson to not make personal comments about our leaders because we will also resort to that if she continues in the same vein. Thirdly, there have been people on stage while Mr. Gandhi was doing a presentation today. Both parties, under one woman's name, there was an attempt to erase the electoral data or the data of other 12 people, and both parties were present here. Rahul Gandhi today has given a platform to the voters to express what has been going on with their votes under their name. Look at it logically. At 4 o'clock in the morning, somebody logs in and tries to fill this form. In 36 seconds, 2 forms are filled and attempted to, submit these forms. If our candidate would not have caught this vote chori happening because the BLO herself realized her uncle's vote is being removed by her neighbor who had no clue that it is going on. That is why this issue has come forth. Now, when we talk about Election Commission, no, Election Commission has not given any kind of clarity today. Election Commission has very rudely dismissed these allegations. Like Mr. Shastri said, the Election Commission would, I think, gain people's trust once again if they go and give explanations or made any attempt to give explanations
So
for
let me
these
tell you,
voter additions or deletions, which it is not doing. And I feel BJP as another party in this democratic country, if they were really concerned about the democratic process, they should also be questioning an supposedly independent body that is failing to, do its duty. So
Lavanya
why are
Balal,
they
I'll put out for you what the Election Commission has said right now. They have very clearly at this point spoken about the allegation of the vote deletion, saying it doesn't happen that, someone just tries online and then the vote is wiped out, that there is a physical verification that's done. The Election Commission also says that, yes, certain unsuccessful attempts were made in 2023. An FIR was filed by the authority of ECI itself to investigate the matter. So they've been apprised of this in 2023.
But the question now is, Akshita, there have been 18 letters written by the CID of Karnataka, for which only once the Election Commission has given partial information. What stops the Election Commission with, from assisting an investigation into an attempt into vote chori? They also want the same results, right? I'm sure end of the day, all of us, irrespective of whichever party, we do not want our rights to be stolen by somebody. We don't know who that person is who is trying to log in and meddle with this voter data. Why is it that the Election Commission does not want to know who is trying to do the vote chori? The same question applies to the BJP. Why are you so upset? If somebody is trying to do vote chori, it is all of our duty to ask the Election Commission, please give an clarification. You don't need to defend the Election Commission for the dereliction of the duty of the Election Commission.
Lakshmi Gowda, all this while the BJP has said that what Rahul Gandhi is saying is fake, none of it is true. In this particular case, the Election Commission has conceded that yes, this happened in 2023 and they are the ones who moved forward to look into it. In which case, it's extremely worrying that someone was attempting to wipe out names from the voter roll. So is the BJP too concerned about this?
Election Commission of India has given a clarification saying that it cannot be done like that without being the affected person being properly heard of. Mr. Rahul Gandhi is so much skeptical about Indian democratic system itself. He is so much skeptical about constitutional bodies and our gigantic
I'm sorry,
technological
Akshita, I
prowess
have
of the
to interrupt.
country,
Please tell me.
technological
I'm
prowess
sorry,
of the
Akshita.
country,
I
because he
request you,
doesn't
Akshita,
believe in EVMs. He
please
doesn't
ask
believe
her
in
to
No,
reply,
VVPATs.
one
He
please.
second.
believes
Lavanya
in
Balal, I'll
ballot
come to
papers.
you.
He would
Lakshmi
like to
Gowda,
take
no,
the
Lakshmi
country
Gowda, my
at least
question to
2
you
to
was
3
very
decades
specific.
backward.
No,
He would
Lakshmi
like to
Gowda, I
take the
asked you a very
country at
specific
least 2 to
question. Lakshmi Gowda, please answer my question. My question was very clear. It was a very specific question. Looking at the information that Rahul Gandhi has put out, which by the way is not new because the Election Commission themselves have confirmed that this is something they knew about in 2023. Is it something that also concerns the BJP, that there were certain unsuccessful attempts, but attempts were made to wipe out voters, to wipe out and delete their names, over 6,000 of them?
There are battery of Congress leaders, those who got dismissed because of their vote chori, because of the electoral malpractices. The contradictory statements that is put out by the Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the dismissal of his own party leaders, and is the name of the constituencies is mentioning or the Congress or the constituencies where the Congress party has won the election. What does it mean? He's giving the contradictory statements. He is telling that his only party people have done the
Ma'am, you're
electoral
not answering my
malpractices and they've
question.
done the vote chori.
Ma'am, you're not answering my question. My question again comes back to the same, and I'll repeat it for you. Is the BJP concerned by what's emerged? What Rahul Gandhi has said, again, I'll repeat, is not new information. The Election Commission has confirmed that in 2023 there was an attempt to delete over 6,000 votes. Is the BJP concerned, yes or no?
It doesn't concern BJP anyways, because we don't see anything and everything through the lens of vote bank politics. We see anything and everything through the lens of national interest, nationalism. Unlike Mr. Rahul Gandhi, he would like to see everything through the lens of vote bank politics. Rahul Gandhi and his party, Muslim appeasement, vote bank politics, we don't see that through the lens of vote bank.
Okay.
We are not concerned with that.
Okay, Lavanya Balal, your response. The constant question that also keeps coming up is, if Rahul Gandhi is coming out with one expose after another against the Election Commission, why not submit these details? Why not go to court?
They have already been submitted, Akshita. Now we are talking about a case where there is an investigation going on and the election commissioner is not supporting the investigation. This is where we are at this stage. Nationalism does not mean compromising the rights of Indian citizens. The BJP spokesperson is unaware that, if somebody loses his voting right, it is a detrimental to the national or the nation building activities. I'm sorry, in her passion to deride what Mr. Gandhi is saying,
no,
she forgets.
Lavanya Balal, at the same time, there will be questions of whether there were attempts to fearmonger here. When the Election Commission has taken note of this back in 2023, when they've referred to it as unsuccessful attempts, and when they've said very clearly that, look, this is not something that can happen online, there is a physical verification that's also done if there are attempts to delete votes. Are we attempting to suggest that just because there was this attempt, it happened?
No, Akshita, let me make it clear. In February 2023 is when the investigation starts or when it was informed to the Chief Election Commissioner. They respond in August of that year, 2023, with partial information. After that, they have just stonewalled the investigation. They are agreed that there was an attempt to remove some of the voters from the voter list. So there is a problem. There has been an attempt to remove voters list, and that too from phone numbers from outside of Karnataka. The phone numbers that attempted to remove this were not from Karnataka. The logins happened for 36 seconds. Imagine how fast the human being has to be to fill a form in 36 seconds and submit 2 forms, which is impossible, humanly impossible. So all of this has happened. It is in the greater good of the nation that all of us today must demand transparency from the Election Commission. Even the BJP, it should stop defending an officer who has failed his duty.
Final word to Mr. Sandeep Shastri. Sir, you've heard from both the BJP and Congress on this. Their stands are very clear on the issue. But on the ground, do you see this actually becoming a campaign for the opposition of vote chori that they've been raising in Bihar, in other states too?
Undoubtedly, this can become the central issue of a campaign. It depends on how the different parties put it forward. But Akshata, I'll just make two small points on what
Sure.
has been discussed till now. I think let us accept the fact that the Election Commission has conceded that there were attempts at
Okay.
deleting names, and the Election Commission has been forthright in saying that no such deletion can happen without a process being followed, and that the Election Commission has committed itself to. They have also conceded that such an attempt was made, which I think is an important point. And therefore, our BJP spokesperson here saying that they are not concerned about any attempted vote deletion, at name deletion, I don't think would be subscribed to by the BJP leadership. The BJP leadership's commitment to democracy would always make them say any attempt to try and delete names by people who should not be doing that is something
Okay.
that can be objected to. So I think there are multiple issues coming in here.
Right.
And these multiple issues, as I said to you earlier, Akshatam, is resulting in this becoming the center of political crossfires.
Okay. Mr. Sandeep Shastri, thank you very much for joining us. I'd also like to thank Lavanya Balala and Lakshmi Gowda for their time and for joining us here